Hello, everybody. Okay, I am trying to make sure that my microphone is working. So if anybody can maybe jump on this chat and tell me if my mic's working. Let's see. Maybe I can hear it here. This chat. Oh, yep, it's working. Okay. I'll quit worrying about whether it's working or not, and we'll start talking about NFTs. Hello, everybody. How is your Tuesday? Um, Mine has been very busy, unfortunately, with work, but I guess that's a fortunate thing also. I've got a place to work, so I'm not going to complain. Uh, Really, the first thing I wanted to talk about was Bitcoin. This is a great day. We jumped over 50,000, right? And we actually picked up 51, and we got really close to 52. And this is Trading View. Everybody knows that. Chat room's very always interested in here because it is 50% bulls and 50% bears, and it gets really interesting. All the people just convinced that it's going one way or the other. Um, so right now, Bitcoin's taking a little bit of a pause. It's retracing a little bit. People are saying it's gonna bounce before it goes below, but who knows? I've got this moving average cross on the 50 and the 200. It's pretty interesting. Basically, there's bearish crosses and bullish crosses, and this one's pretty interesting, right? That one called a bullish cross, and if you bought right then, you caught this. This green candle. That's pretty cool. But who's got that kind of timing, right? So, which way do I think Bitcoin's going to go? Well, who knows? I promise you, nobody knows, right? But there are some things we can look at and, you know, either, confirm our bias or convince ourselves that maybe we're looking at it wrong. Um, there's all the classic reasons why people like Bitcoin and, how it is a deflationary, versus fiat currencies, which can be printed over and over and printed into oblivion, actually. And the thing about printing currencies, which is quantitative easing or whatever little term they're using, but they're when they end up printing printing money along with manipulating interest rates to try to force outcomes. Um, One thing that they have to be very careful about is inflation, and we're experiencing inflation right now. This current administration is trying to squash it, but if you've went and bought meat, bread, cars, any number of things, you're seeing quite an increase. And if you put $1,000 in the bank a year ago, and then a year later you're taking that $1,000 and spending it, and the price of stuff has went up, then hopefully you got some interest on your $1,000, right? So maybe your $1,000 is now worth 1,005. But if the loaf of bread that you're buying, was a dollar and now it's $1.50, well, you're going to eclipse that little 5% you made in your bank account. Everybody knows 5. You're not getting 5%. They're showing some awesome long-term CD that you had to put about $1 million into. Is the only way you're going to get something like that. Chances are it's much less. So basically, what happens is your money is worth less and less as you go, right? Like it's just it's like it dwindles away. And the thing that makes it worse is when they increase the money supply. And I could show you charts for the money supply, but basically, like the what is it, the M3 chart that shows that something like 60% of all the money that's um, in circulation that's ever been in circulation has been printed in the last year, right? Like it's just a maddening curve up that there's, you know, who knows where we're going to end. I can tell you this: when you listen to people that argue on both sides of the story, what I can tell you is we're in uncharted territory. America is the largest economic force to ever exist on the planet Earth in any time in history that we know of. Now, maybe there's prior civilizations that did something similar to this, but in our history, there's never been anything like America before, and basically, U.S. dollars spin in a lot of different countries. It has influence. They call it the petrodollar, right? Because oil is priced in U.S. dollars, and we're just a dominant force across the globe. Dwindling but dominant. And the one thing that's very interesting about our influence is inflation rocks everybody. And this, printing money, we know in other countries has gotten out of control. Inflation's gotten out of control. You need to bring a pallet full of money just to buy a day's worth of groceries. And that's where, Bitcoin is kind of getting interesting, right? It was born out of the financial crisis. You can't make more of it. No one's been able to duplicate it or hack it. There are some concerns about some of the computers that are going to be coming out in the coming years, especially these quantum computers that Google's working on, and their ability to actually possibly break the algorithm, the encryption, I should say. And if they can do that, um, it's possible that they could duplicate it or whatever. But they're gonna stay ahead of that, right? That's coming. Well, that's a problem that we're going to be solving years from now, but it's coming. But outside of that, Bitcoin has never been able to been touched. Well, can you say the same about the U.S. dollar? Can you say the same about the Chinese yuan, the British pound, the Russian ruble? You cannot confirm that $100 bill in your wallet is real. The there's obvious counterfeits and fakes, and then there's what they call super counterfeits, right? And that's where countries like Iran, or there's rumors of one in South America that basically prints counterfeit U.S. dollars. Terrifying but true, right? Um, and it's to the point where even the banks can't tell the difference, because guess what? They're using the proper paper, they're using the proper ink. There's just nothing we can do to detect it. So, how much of our currency is counterfeit right now? We don't know. Well, Bitcoin becomes very attractive then. But, right now in American politics, no matter what side you're on, we know that there's this big push to spend a lot of money to solve a lot of problems. And of course, they always name the bill the infrastructure bill, and then there's not that much going to infrastructure. But if you don't like it, you don't like infrastructure. That's a political move. Well, what we have is uh, Bitcoin is being used by some countries because they can't trust their money supply, and it's actually probably a pretty good investment. And America is getting to the point where we're not going to be able to trust our money supply, because if this $3.5 trillion bill goes through and adds to our debt, like there's no, like we're already to the point where we can't pay our debt down. Like something's got to happen, and everybody knows what has to happen. You have to cut spending. All right. But the problem with what we've got going on right now with all this spending is nobody wants to stop. Even the people that are opposing the big one, they still want to spend a lot of money, just not that much money and not in the ways it is. So that's what all the wrangling is. But we're about to hit debt limits and all that stuff. So I wanted to show you this $1 trillion platinum coin. They can mint this anytime they want, and then you know as this reads, $1 trillion platinum coin could be minted within hours. All they had to do is say do it. All they had to do is just change the casting a little bit, and boom, throw some platinum in there, and they got it. And then they would take this 1 ounce platinum coin that's worth $1 trillion, and they will deposit it at the New York Fed, and they bought themselves $1 trillion increase in the debt limit without any impact on inflation. They say it has no impact on inflation, but ask yourself, is that coin worth $1 trillion? What's backing it? Nothing. It's worth something. It's platinum, but it's not worth $1 trillion. So just because they say it has no impact on inflation doesn't mean it. So when I read things like this, it makes me feel like Bitcoin is not only attractive, it is needed. It very well could be the salvation of nations, but also the salvation of people, municipalities, businesses, and hopefully it'll be your salvation. If you look at my Twitter profile, for years, I've told people, just try to own one Bitcoin. My first Bitcoin that I bought and then sold because I thought I was a big time crypto trader. I bought it $300 each, and when it started running up in 2017, I sold them, thinking I was so smart, I'd made so much money, and in a way, hey, I made a profit. So, and I took that profit and bought back into Bitcoin and bought other coins, and it funded my whole crypto adventure that's leading to now. But even at $50,000, I advise people own one Bitcoin. Like I remember when Chainlink was on its way up, when it was less than 10, and it was starting to rise up. The saying suicide stat come up, right? Where they'd say, how many would you have to keep yourself from committing suicide after it moons? And there's different theories on Chainlink, but I'm telling you, on Bitcoin, like I think one is the suicide stack. Like if you don't have one, who knows what's going to happen? The good news is, there are 100 million Satoshi in that one Bitcoin, and really all you have to do is buy a couple $100 worth. But let me tell you something, people. If Bitcoin is going to be anything close to what we ever thought it was going to be, whoever owns one Bitcoin, you're going to be the financial elite. You're going to be the 1%, right? You're going to be fabled. There's going to be people that go, oh, look at him, look at her. I hear he has a Bitcoin. So take my advice or go buy Cardano. It's up to you. But I'm telling you, own one Bitcoin. So something very exciting has popped up in the crypto world, and it's really, kind of taken Tron by storm, the Tron blockchain. And I'm, as much as I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, I'm really not a maximalist because I believe that there are other projects out there that are interesting. I like Algorand. I like Tron. And there's others that catch my interest from time to time, but I like Tron because it's a great community. There's a lot going on. It's a growing coin. It's got a lot of different facets when you start thinking about, the Link Casino, the Wink Link Oracle, BitTorrent, all the DeFi opportunities. I've been with Tron for years, and I've been in the DeFi since it's been available, and it's just a profitable endeavor, and I know there's lots of people, they call it a scam, and they claim they lost all kinds of money, but let me tell you something. A little bit over a year ago, maybe 14, 15 months ago, Tron dipped below 1 cent, and it's right now threatening to go over 10 cents again. How could you have possibly lost money on a coin, on a token. No, this is a coin that has risen from below 1 cent to nearly 10 cents. Just, I mean, if you can't figure out how to make money in 14 months with that equation, you very well may not need to be messing with cryptocurrencies at all. So NFTs popped up years ago on the Ethereum network, got popular, choked it out, and that's when people started realizing that something was wrong with Ethereum. What they claimed wasn't, how fast it was going to be and how it could scale and all that. Suddenly wasn't so. And I don't want to get Ethereum maximalists mad at me because I certainly, think Ethereum has a future, and it started the smart contracts and coins like Tron. And if Cardano ever gets their smart contracts going, they're going to represent that next, level. But NFTs, non-fungible tokens, Ethereum did bring that to the table. So got to always remember that. But what's become very interesting is, there's the art side of NFTs, and like where an artist makes his painting into an NFT, and it's a one of one, and it's very unique. But then there's these computer generated ones, right? I always like to go to this Tron Bored Apes. Where's my Bored Apes? Bored Ape TronCon. They got a really cool looking website. Like these NFTs are computer generated. Like an artist draws the basic stuff, but all the characteristics that drop, definitely all these Justin Sun ones. It's just randomization. And here's the characteristics: wide white grin, something's black, the red horns, big smile, gray fur, all that stuff. Here's the characteristics. This is all computer generated. So this stuff's preloaded in. The computer puts it together. When you min it, spits it out. Happens 10,000, 20,000 times. It's not exactly a big, artistic endeavor, but these things have become very popular. Look on the Ethereum network. These things have become so popular that the prices are out of control. I always like to show these. You go to the marketplace here, and here's one of the Bored Apes, number 54, right? So here's what you can do. It's kind of interesting. Like right here, the floor is 2,500 Tron. I don't think anyone's bid on it. Here's the owner, the characteristics. But you go to check rarity, right? And you go to this rarity tool, and this basically shows, this is more on the Ethereum network. I don't think this is natively on Tron yet. And it shows the rarity score and how all the different characteristics affect that, and who owns it. But here's where it gets interesting. Let's look at it on OpenSea. On OpenSea, the Ethereum one, this is wrapped Ethereum. The highest offer is $123,844. That's not somebody put some crazy price out there, right? That's and it's never going to sell. This is somebody right now. He gave it a 2-hour expiration. Looks like it's a little bit below the floor. 38 and a half Ethereums. So you got to ask yourself, is this going to replicate on the Tron blockchain? I don't have the answer for you, but I can tell you this. There's a lot of people that think the answer is yes. Or if it doesn't reach that number, then it's going to reach, a number that makes it very interesting. I happen to be one of those. I think it'll get interesting. I don't know how high it'll get. We had a request to look at the mutants. So let's look at the gallery of mutants. I own a couple of these. I think I minted one or two, and then I got some because I happen to have a lot of the other apes or I don't know. I forget, but I do own a few of these. But these some ugly guys, man. I just don't love these. You know. So one thing that people need to understand is the difference between BAYCTron.com and the last one I looked at is all the ones on the Yacht Club Tron. All these apes trace back to the Ethereum counterpart. They're basically a clone of each other. If we were to look at this on the Ethereum one, it's going to be basically the same. When you go to the Bored Ape Tron Club, which I like just fine, and they actually have pretty good value, but they do not trace back to the Ethereum. Is there value in tracing back to the Ethereum network? I don't know, but that is how that works. But these are some ugly, ugly apes. And what is the mint price for these? 1,000. 1,000. How many do I have of these mutants already? Let's see. Collectibles. Mutant Club. I've got 6. I kind of think that's too many. And then the Mutant Ape Club. So this is the Yacht Club one. That's the ones we're looking at here. I've got 6. And then the Mutant Club, I've got 2. So I think that's all. I'm not going to mint one of these. All right, just wanted to look at that. I had some requests to look at a few things. I'm going to pull them up. T-Rocks. Okay. How can you go wrong with it with the T-Rocks? Like they're already trading at good prices. Obviously, Craftly did a good job with these T-Rocks. I know people that have them. I haven't bought one, but look at these numbers. The floor price is 24,500. There's 1.2 million Tron in volume traded. 493 transactions of 100 rocks. That means every rock, on average, has been flipped 4.9 times, and that's how we got to this floor price. My God, I should have bought these rocks because I remember when they were minting. Okay, I admit it. I should have done it. Crypto is kind of like women and sports cars. You can't have all the women and you can't drive all the cars. You got to pick one. Okay, so that's T-Rocks. The next one I was asked to look at is Primo. And Primo is this token on the Tron blockchain is associated with a dispensary somewhere. I own some of this, but I haven't deep dived into it. But I do know that they're coming out with NFTs. And if they're already out, let me know. But I think they're coming soon. I can just imagine it's going to be these, right? Like it's going to be some kind of cool marijuana looking thing. I'm all for it. No problems here. I think it could be interesting. I just don't know how interesting. I was asked to look at Beatscoin. They've evidently got something up coming soon called Vibragoonz, right? And they're building some buzz about that. I'll give it a like here. I think that they have a good concept here. It's about bringing music and video and being able to tip performers and bypass the record companies and all that stuff. I think there's a lot of potential here. It'd be interesting to see what their concept of NFTs are going to be. Whoa, closed out too much. Let's go back to Craftly. So interesting thing, this Fox 555 is coming, and they're actually featuring it up here. And there's some deal where you can trade your rocks on the whatever. How much is a mint? How much does it cost to mint? 555. Okay, so we're going to mint one. We're going to see what it looks like. Everybody ready? I guess you can mint as many as you want, right? Let's go with one. All right, so when you hit mint there, first thing you have to do, you've triggered a smart contract. You're going to pay a little bit. Golly, I should have enough to cover that. But Let's face it, Tron Network is starting to get expensive, y'all. Okay, I just heard an indication that I got my Fox, and let's look at him. I don't think I have it yet. Oh, collection. There's my Fox. Okay, that's pretty cool. Fox 555 is a collection of 10,000 randomly generated Fox NFTs on the Tron blockchain. The 10,000 Fox 555 create our community known as the Skulk. Our Fox 5 are dashing, charming, amusing, a little angry. Fox 555 are known for their legendary memes and originality. That's definitely an interesting looking little fox there. Okay, that's cool. Um, as you can see, I also I minted one of these last night from a Key Rock. I think that's a very cool, almost pearl-like marble there. She signs it, numbers it, and and dates it actually. So pretty interesting. She's got 1,000 of them out there. So you're probably seeing these, and I actually like this is my friend Kevin Bruce Brown. He's an artist, and I was using my account to push his stuff. I'm actually going to give him his own Tron wallet and set him up a separate one, and I'll transfer these over. But he's got some. He's doing this interesting one. We've sold a couple. It doesn't show here, but we sold a couple of these. Um, he's calling it digital peace, right? So it's the peace sign. He's kind of like a hippie artist, and digital because it's NFTs, but also fingers are digits. So I think it's a pretty cool tie-in. Uh, he's a typical artist. It's hard to get him to make new ones, but he told me he's got some pretty cool ones coming. This one I really like is called Hell Yeah, Digital Peaks. Hell Yeah. Kevin's a great artist. I've been working with him for actually 2 decades. Some of you may have remembered Titty Sandals. Kevin's the guy that created them. I've got another guy, another artist, Texas Gulf Coast artist that I represent also, Mike Quinn. He does this thing called Fish with Attitude and Creatures with Attitude. And don't have much action on these, but he does some really cool stuff like this Tiki Crab Man. I mean, that is just next level creative here. Like what a terrifying uh, creature there. His stuff is pretty cool. I've actually sold some. Um, let's see, on sale collection. Actually sold some and brought him the cash. I'd had to log into his actual Tron thing, and then I'll show you another artist I'm working with, Johannes Westmark. He's from Sweden, and I his work is incredible. All right, right now you're thinking, oh yeah, these are like really cool pictures, right? Except they're not pictures; they are oil and acrylic on canvas, and it's called hyperrealism, photorealism, and he is one of the cutting edge guys in photorealism. Photorealism and hyperrealism, that's an American art style, so it's really unusual that a guy in Sweden is doing. This is not a photo. He painted this. It's incredible. We sold one of his, the pink Birkin bag. I'm not. Oh, maybe it would be on activity. Yeah, this is the one we sold. The thing of beauty. This is not a photo, y'all. This is a painting. And these bags are very Hermes bag, Birkin bags are very expensive. But this is a painting. It's just incredible. Okay, what else were I going to look at? Um, Crypto clouds. You know, you just can't own them all, right? I would not have bought these. I just but the floor price is at 2,000. and some of these are going, pretty high prices here. Look at the bids, 2,000. Like, I don't think anybody's getting 200,000 for these, but you know what happens with NFTs in secondary markets is they tend to creep up, because every time you go through a round of selling, and if you look at these, there's 500. They haven't done 1 million yet, so it's not as much as the rocks. But as these sell, more and more of them are bought by people that never show them the light of day again. They just disappear off the face of the earth, and so there's like less and less of these available. And this whole rare thing kind of kicks in, and people start, bidding crazy prices. And that's, in a nutshell, how you know NFTs can take off. Okay, everybody, I've got to wrap this up, or my wife's going to kill me. I appreciate whoever signed on, and check this out, and we'll see how my NFT purchase goes. And I've got a giveaway, an NFT giveaway coming. One of the artists I work with, I talked him into giving a free NFT. We're going to give it away on the live stream to somebody. I got to figure out all the details of how I'm going to figure out. I might have to get someone's help to see who's watching, and we're going to randomize and pick one, and we're going to send them the NFT, hopefully on the live stream or soon after. But if I don't do that this weekend, it is coming up soon and might make it more of a regular practice. Okay, everybody, y'all have a good evening, and